It's alright. How's the vibe? Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, my new outfit's alright. DJ gonna get playing hits. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the OoRITE podcast. I'm your host, C4, and I've got three lovely guests joining me today. And this podcast is specifically about the COVID-19 lockdown situation. And, you know, we're just gonna have a conversation about it, just break down what's going on. So I just want you guys to introduce yourselves. Whoever wants to take the floor, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Faith. I'm Faith. I do lots of different things, but I'm a freelancer. I do art, gardening, play work, painting and decorating, loads of different things. So, but I work in different communities across Birmingham, but mainly in Handsworth.
Nice.
I'm one of the directors. You want me to go on? One of the directors for the Glue Collective, and we got a community garden in Northfield where we do creative activities, connect people to nature. We got an ancient woodland where we do the same, and also do site activities as well and events. I director the Crick Gardens in Hands, and me and my partner run a gardening business from there called Garden Services. A lot of recycling of garden waste. And what else do I do? Work for children with disabilities for different organisations.
Nice.
7 Up Charity, an ATHAC, and Meriden Adventure Playground.
Wow.
That's exciting. And then what else do I do? With OLDP, Learning and Development Programme for Women in building trades. So I do painting and decorating, training and stuff. But we've just took on a tower in Quayside Tower in Broad Street.
Okay.
And we're developing the 10th floor with the Glue Collective into like a creative workshop space. But that's all put on hold, obviously. But, yeah.
We're going to get into that afterwards as well and see how it's affected your business and all of that. So next up, who have we got? Nikki, do you want to go?
I'll go next. Okay, so I'm Nikki Brennan. I'm counsellor for Spark Hill in Birmingham, and I have just set up a baby bank to help families of children under 5 throughout Birmingham, because we all know that child poverty is awful here, and coronavirus has made everything 100 times worse. Okay. So short and sweet from me, but there you go.
Nice one. Nice to meet you. And Daniel.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I run Sports for Kids, which is a sports and mentoring business in Birmingham. We cover the West Midlands as well. So we're in a few different areas doing mentoring and sports for young people aged 6 to 21, 22. I also work with the Birmingham City Football Club as well, deliver some kicks programs. So at the minute, everything's kind of been shut down. So that's me in a nutshell.
Okay, nice. So, guys, today it is Thursday. We've been in lockdown for I can't even count anymore. We've been in lockdown for so long. So I just want to know how you guys are feeling, like how it's affected you. It's an open question. Just give me a quick fire answer, how you're feeling at the moment today. How has today been? And then we're going to break down how it's affected. You know what I mean? The isolation's affected you positively or negatively?
Today's been stressful. So I feel a bit stressed, but lockdown's been all right for me. Not been too bad. Okay,
so what's been the positives of the lockdown for you? Has things improved in terms of your business or?
So I work for a women's charity, and it's really, really full on job, and I'm a counsellor as well. And I'm also a mum of 3 kids, so I'm rushing normally here, there, and everywhere. But everybody's quite happy about working from home at the moment, so it's making my job a lot easier that way. And I really like spending time with my kids. I feel that everything's kind of less pressure. I'm at home a lot more. It's nice.
Okay. So you get.
I miss my family though. So
you get to
I
spend more
miss
time
my
with the
family.
children and all of that. That's a blessing.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I like that.
Yeah, nah, definitely. I don't have any kids of my own, but I've seen a lot of my relatives having to spend more time with their children, and the children are really happy about that. So I think it's definitely a blessing. Yeah. Daniel, how are you feeling today? Talk to us.
Yeah, today's not too bad actually, to be quite honest. I think my mindset at the minute, I've kind of adapted to the fact that we have to kind of put in a new schedule because we can't get into schools, we can't get into any community groups. So today I've kind of worked with some of the schools to do some stuff at home, but still being able to connect with the young people we're still talking to. So today I feel kind of at ease. If you asked me this question about a week or two ago, I would have been all over the place.
Bro,
I wouldn't have known where to put myself. But at the minute, I'm not too bad because I feel like schools have now had the necessary time to put the structures in place, as well as myself and my wife and the kids here. We put a structure in place where we can cope. So I think you just have to adapt to the environment that you have. So I think that's what we've been doing at the minute.
Okay, sick. So I'm gonna jump in, Faith. I'm gonna say how I've not really said anything about myself, have I? Well, today, obviously I knew I was gonna do the podcast today, so I've been really stressing about this. So I just wanted to make sure everything was organized. But for me at the moment, things have been very. I've been very productive with the lockdown. I'm a creative, so I make music, I do graphics, I do art, all of that stuff. So I have had a few commissions for painting and stuff like that. And obviously the podcast was another opportunity. So the isolation has been good to me, I can't lie. But on a personal level, I've had a few family members pass away during the lockdown. They've not been not because of COVID-19, but because basically other situations, but because of COVID-19, the funerals and all of that stuff can't really happen as they would before. You know, family members, there's only a few members that can go. So on a personal level, it has been hard, but business-wise, it has been good. So yeah, that's a little piece about me. Faith, how are you feeling today? How was the lockdown?
Today's good. Yeah, today's good. I mean, I've managed. I don't know what week we're on, but today's the first day I've got some food through the door. Like somebody came and delivered it. So I've been living out the freezer. I've been living off the garden. I've been living, like off the corner shop. And I've done well. I'm proud of myself that I've done well off them things. But I had to go and get a supermarket shop. So I'm quite excited to be eating things I haven't ate for a long time. But, it makes you resourceful. And I'm hearing what you're saying about being a creative. And at the same time, these awful things are going on. And you try to stay connected because it's happening to every single person across the world.
Yeah.
To different degrees. And it's just like, I've been up and down. But as a creative person, I feel blessed because I've had time that I haven't had since, I was 6 to do just the creative things and have an idea and see it through to its conclusion. I feel like, and I'm surrounded, luckily I have my kids like half the week and they're creative people as well, and it's just like to share those creative ideas. It's just like such a good feeling.
Definitely. I agree. I relate to what you just said as a creative as well. So Daniel, I know you're a creative as well. I know you do singing as well. So have you had the chance to maybe write some more music or kind of tap back into that area?
Funny enough, I've been trying to get things prepared for September onwards. I'm part of a group that does a lot of touring on cruise ships and stuff. So I think as a group, we've just been preparing for what's about to come. So when the lockdown is over, the global lockdown is over, should I say, we've got a set that we can go out with. So all the O's and videos that we would have had on set, We've just been sorting them out. I haven't had a chance to pick up the mic and get in the studio or write anything because I've just been so busy doing the sports for kids stuff and really getting stuff ready for that. So yeah, I'd love to get back in there again. Probably one day soon I will definitely be in there, but for now I'm buying my time. I'm just buying my time.
Okay, sick. Okay, I've made bits and bobs, but I feel like with the time I've had, I should have made a bit more. So I don't know if I'm being hard on myself, but I feel like I should have recorded a bit more music. But you know, we just kind of going through the times, and as well as what Faith was saying, you've got a bit more time to just, I don't know, just be more free thinking, and I don't wake up at a certain time anymore. I can just wake up whenever I want and just start my day. So Nikki, what about yourself? I know you said you got 3 kids. Is it the same situation? You have to wake up very early, or is it a bit more relaxed?
They're sleeping in. So they sleep in till like 9 o'clock.
Okay.
They don't have to get up for school. And then we don't really have bedtime either. Like I've kind of thrown the routine out the bin. You know, we're in a routine all the time. So it's kind of nice to be chilled for once.
Yeah.
Staying up watching Disney films and things.
What you been watching? I've been watching. Have you got Disney Plus, or is it?
Yeah, we got that the day it came.
Yeah. Okay.
It was like, it was a good timing for Disney.
Definitely.
I think. So we watched a lot. I've introduced my littlest to Star Wars, so she really likes that.
Okay.
And we've been watching Mandalorian. She likes that with Baby Yoda.
See, I want to get into that, but I'm not the biggest Star Wars follower, but I think I've got time to kind of understand it now. So, do you recommend it?
Yeah, I only watched it last year, so I'm not big into Star Wars now, but I only watched it last year.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we watched a lot of the classic Disney. So last night we watched Pocahontas, which I haven't watched since I was about 10. So nice, really chilled out. Not been doing much homeschooling either, which isn't great. I know some people have really put the pressure on themselves to do schedules, but I'm not one of those mums.
You see, so that's a good point you bring up actually, because I've seen a bit of talk online with people kind of saying, oh, if you're not using this time to be productive and become a millionaire, then you're not doing the right thing. What's your thoughts on that? Like, that's an open question to everyone. What's your thoughts?
Well,
I thought.
Sorry, go on, Faith. You can go.
I think things have just been put into perspective. Like, you know, people have just been connecting with nature as well. Like, the biggest thing is the sound in the city is where's the traffic? You know, the birds are so loud, and then there's all these photos on social media, animals taking over the cities and goats playing in the playgrounds and stuff. And it's just such a joy to see. And you realise that nature will just keep on keeping on. And it's we're taking a big deep breath with it, kind of thing. And because I'm a play worker as well, it's I totally agree with you, Nikki. I don't think kids learn so much more through playing than they do through school. Yeah. And can you imagine what headache that's gonna be trying to teach? But why don't just give them a cardboard box, give them some wooden spoons, chuck them out in the garden and let them get on with it. They're gonna learn. They're gonna learn whatever you're gonna do. They're going to be learning all sorts of important things like resilience and how to cope. That's what they're going to be learning. Yeah. You know, all them school things, they'll pick up. You know, they're not going to fall behind just because they haven't been to school for 4 months or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. What was you going to say, Daniel?
No, I was going to say pretty much the same, to be quite honest. I've tried to do the every day, get the kids into a routine of still being at school. Then when you've got so much things to do as well, everyone just wants to have their own sort of time. And when you've got to run a business yourself, it's kind of hard to fit everything into a 24-hour day, to be quite honest. I know everyone's got time at home, but it's still difficult to do that. So some of the things we've been doing is we have been doing little maths here and there and English here and there, but we broke it down now to kind of do it as in learn about your history, your background, how your families grew up, how your parents grew up. FaceTime with your gran and your nan, you know what I mean? Just your family, just to have that connection and speak that way, but yet still go outside and be a kid. So I think that's the part where I think we're missing, that there's still kids that still want to enjoy stuff. And as Faith said, they can do it through learning from outside. Just chuck them outside and let them grow on their own. I remember me and my brother, we used to do the same thing. We had a spaceship in the back garden. I mean, it wasn't real, but that's how we learned about society, about the world. So that's what we did. So yeah, man, throw them outside and let them enjoy nature.
Yeah.
They've been helping mine with the baby bank as well, because it's kind of, it was set up during coronavirus, so it's brand new. So it's kind of keeping me going and my mental health going in a way, because it's something to do. But then I've also got to be mindful of the fact that my house is now my workplace. So you've still got to have time to kind of switch off from things.
Yeah.
Which I think can be quite difficult.
Yeah, it's true. It's that balance of trying to mix work and play, especially for me as a creative as well, because I've managed to find a balance now, because I'm very driven when it comes to work. I'm just non-stop. And my younger brother, he's heavy on the PS4, so I've got a PS4 as well, but I don't really use it. But now I've had time to kind of learn how to use the PS4 and play Spider-Man when I'm in between projects. So I've had a bit more time to just relax as well. But no, it's true. It's hard to find a balance sometimes, because it's not like a schedule that you have to kind of go by. So yeah, it is. I have found it a bit difficult as well, definitely.
I've got a bike, so I've been out cycling again. That's been quite nice. That's my own time. I go out for a cycle.
Yeah, have any of you guys got bikes? I've been thinking to get a bike. My younger brother just got a bike this week, and I feel like I need to lose a bit of weight, and you know what I mean. So I've been. I
haven't got a bike, but now and again I go out running. So I try and do a 4K run now and again. And just try and keep myself in shape. My background was football and sports, so I'm trying to get back into that. And as you said, trying to lose a bit of weight as well. So see how it goes with that one.
The thing I've done is like my garden, and it's just such a joy to do, because I'm a gardener, but I very, very rarely get time to do my own garden. If I do, I'm too tired, or I just like, it's become an overwhelming thing. So the first week, it was just like, oh, look, I've got no work. Everything's been cancelled overnight, all my work's gone. My way of getting over it is like, put my head down, do some physical work, feeling better, and then like, I thought I knew the feeling, because I'm doing community gardens and people's gardens, and they say, oh, it's fantastic, thank you, it's made such a difference. But I've never had it done to myself. So like at the end of the week, when I sat down and went, everything's done, it's all done. My garden is finished, and I got such a feeling of like calm and achievement, and that like it wasn't overwhelming. So that's what I think. I've really sort of taught myself something, that when things are like, you've got time, just to use it. I've even built like a compost heap with a set of steps out the front of my house and a little patio.
Wow.
and all the people on my street go and do all their composting. So they cut the lawns, chuck it on my compost heap. And it's like, I'm doing something for the community. Yeah, it's really nice. The house is a mess, but the garden's
but the garden's fine, yeah.
The garden's done.
Oh man. See, I think you guys are inspiring me to get out, and I'm a tech head. I love technology so much. I'm always indoors. I'm just on my computer all the time. So I think I do need to explore nature a bit more and get a bike, or I don't know, maybe plant some seeds in my garden. I don't know.
Yeah, you do. I'll send you the information.
Please do, yeah, please do.
We've been writing sheets for people to get them growing, just using recycled containers, and we've done little grow packs for people with few seeds and stuff, and sent them out. It's really good. Like, you can even raid your fridge, plant an old tomato, and or dried up chilies, and you know, it's amazing what you can grow, and magic when you see it happening in front of your eyes. It's quite.
Yeah. So I don't think I've done anything like that since I was in school, like grow like a flower or something. You know what I mean? I've never really explored that side, but I think I will definitely get into it. So just to kind of wrap up, guys, we've mentioned both positives and negatives of how we're feeling with the lockdown. So how do you think this is gonna, like, when do you think this is gonna end? Do you think there's gonna be some massive drastic changes when this is finished, or do you think it's just gonna kind of get back to smooth sailing and, you know what I mean, back to business? What do you guys think?
I don't really think we should go back to business. I think there's things that we've seen that are positives from it, like our working from home and less traffic, less pollution, better work-life balance and family life. I think we need to take those things forward and make sure we keep them. I think we've seen what's important. So like, it hasn't been like people on 6-figure salaries or anything. It's been like our key workers and our nurses and our doctors. So I think we need to like learn to appreciate those people a bit more.
I agree, definitely. Very strong positive message.
Yeah.
So Faith, what do you agree? What do you think?
Because I mean, there's a lot of negatives, and it's just like through the negatives, there's always a positive at the end of it. So like, I've just sat through the negatives and come out with the positive. So like, not being able to see my partner and his kids, the positive is that, you know, the love grows, and the absence makes it, like, and then I've got time to develop myself. And then, like, negative things are all my work's gone. The positive thing is that, new ways of working, which are even more exciting. And just talking to people generally, I haven't come across one person who said something different, Nikki. Everybody is saying the same thing. They don't want to go back to how it was. And we've seen the destruction that all that mess causes. And it's like, do we want to go back to that? No, we don't want to go back to that. So
I think as well, not seeing people, even though sometimes I don't speak to family members for like months on end, but since we've been in lockdown, I speak to them nearly every other day. So I feel like even though we're far apart, we've got closer. A bit weird.
Definitely. Yeah. I agree with what you're saying as well. Even Faith, what you were just saying about your partner. I've recently got engaged with my missus, and she actually lives in Nottingham. I live in Birmingham. But what we used to do, we used to see each other every single weekend. But now, because of the lockdown, we've not been able to see each other for over a month. But what we do at night, we just kind of watch a film together in sync. So I'd call her, and then we'd put on Disney, whatever, and we'd watch a film together, and just have the phone on during the film. So we found ways to be creative and, you know what I mean, kind of build up on. But as you said, absence definitely makes the heart grow fonder. So yeah, I agree. And also, Nikki, you were saying about family members. We've got a cousins group, and we're in there every single day, just having a laugh. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's definitely helped us bond. Relationships have definitely improved. Daniel, not to leave you out, how do you feel? Do you think we should continue with this sort of vibe, or what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm mixed on that situation, to be quite honest. As a person who's working closely with young people, I'm more thinking about their mindsets and the confidence and some of the situations that they're in at the minute. Okay. I know a lot of them are struggling that the school was an outlet from some of the surroundings that they're already in.
Okay, yeah.
So, you know what I mean? When you look at things like that, you kind of think, well, maybe there should be some leeway, or there should be some restrictions on the lockdown after this part. So I think, yeah, on that one. But then on the other side, this whole working from home is actually working. Like, they can see now that it can actually be done. I know my daughter, she works for a company who's allowing her to work from home, and she's working better at home than she is if she was at work. Okay. You know what I mean? So it's totally different. I think things need to change and suit to the environments that you're actually growing up in. So, but I'm more concerned more about the young people who's not able to see or have the getaway from their environments that they're around. You know what I mean? That's a really big thing, especially of some of the things I've seen of late, just this couple of weeks alone. There's been a few stabbings and a few deaths and stuff. Like, if young people had somewhere to go or someone to speak to, maybe those things could have been avoided. So I'm kind of mixed on the whole situation at the minute.
Yeah, nah, definitely. You touched on some really important points there. I think as well, when you're talking about the working from home situation, I do feel like a few companies are going to have to reassess how they do their business now. And I think a few people are going to be able to work from home rather than always go travel however much miles to go into work and then go home. I think that side will definitely improve, but I do agree there does need to be some escape for some young people from their areas and, you know what I mean, certain environments they're in as well. So that's definitely important. Guys, thank you for joining me today. I've really enjoyed hearing your stories and, you know, just having a quick conversation. Thanks for joining. I'll let you guys say bye and we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, guys.
It's alright. How's the vibe? Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, my new outfit's alright. DJ gonna playing hits, I'm like, vibes right. The vibe is